If you're a small business owner, you'll know just what it's like to be the chief everything officer. HR, payroll, employee benefits. Well, Gusto can do all of that for you. Gusto is online payroll and benefits software built for small businesses. It's all in one, remote friendly, and incredibly easy to use. It's quick and simple to switch to Gusto. Just transfer your existing data to get up and running fast. Try Gusto today at gusto.com/lockedonsoccer and get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That's gusto.com/lockedonsoccer.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code CUP26 to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Are all batteries the same? That's like asking if all soccer players are the same. Take Messi, the most decorated player ever. Is there any other player who has achieved that? No, just him. Now take Duracell. Is there any other battery with power boost ingredients inside? No, just Duracell. Remember, goats only trust goats because they're built different, and Messi only trusts Duracell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Achtung Millwall. Broadcasting from beautiful South Bermondsey, it's the #1 Millwall podcast. Accept no substitute.
Good morning, dear listeners, or good afternoon, actually, correcting myself. Good afternoon, dear listeners. Welcome to Achtung Millwall. Welcome to one of our listed line shows. Joining me to describe his Millwall lifetimes and everything else is one of our regular contributors to our voice notes, Matt Richards. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Hi, Nick. Good to be here. Yeah, thank you.
Good to have you, mate. We're speaking on a fairly sad day, actually. We're actually recording this on the day that the news has broken of the passing of Kenny Jackett. It's very sad news, Matt. Like we were just saying off air, I'd heard that he wasn't very, very well, but I think until this news actually breaks, it doesn't quite hit in the same way, does it? So, 64 years old, 2 years younger than me. It's a bit of a sad day, in my opinion. One of the great Millwall managers.
Definitely one of the greats. He joined us at a kind of dodgy time, really, wasn't it? After the Colin Lee, David Tuttle kind of Spatman type.
Willie Donachie.
Willie Donachie, just after that, and he stabilised us, and I think we got promoted second or third team. Well, he got us to 2 playoff finals, obviously one at Wembley.
Scunthorpe, and then the Swindon one where we would actually win at Wembley, which got a real weight off of our shoulders. A hoodoo was broken with that win. We still struggled with playoff football, but that was the first time we'd gone and won via the playoff system. And also, great day.
Yeah, it was a great day. And also, I'd say he kind of fitted us as a character, didn't he? He's a no-nonsense person, a bit like Alex Neil, no real graces.
Yeah, he was a football man, as the expression has it, and very well thought of across his whole career, from Watford through to Millwall. Obviously, it's probably the height of his managerial career from our point of view, anyway. But he'd go on to other places too. But he always seems to be one of those people that was well thought of. And I understand he always spoke well of our club. So very sad news. My and Matt's condolences, I'm sure, go out to his family, friends, everyone that knew Kenny. Really, we're just saying, Matt, it's a strange thing with football because you do feel personally connected to people. I had met him, but only in passing. But you feel a connection to people. It's major figure at our club. And even though I never knew him in that sense, you do feel a sense of loss when these moments come.
Yeah, it's like part of the furniture, isn't it? You almost part, even though it's not the case, you almost always expect them to be there. We definitely don't expect someone to pass away at a young age, like 64. Yeah, absolutely. So it's
very sad.
It is a bit of a, as you say. I think people had heard that he probably wasn't well, but how serious it was, and when it actually happens, it's a shock. Very sad.
Yeah. rest in peace, Kenny Jackett, great Millwall manager, and man who guided us and took us to an FA Cup semi-final as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
Got
he did,
promotion
absolutely. Yeah.
and the FA Cup semi-final. But there we are. Matt, you are our listed lion, mate. Welcome to the show. This is an idea that I nicked. I can't claim this idea. I actually nicked the idea off of Robert Elms. He does Listed Londoners. But it's basically just to go over your Millwall life and times, really. So we know your name already. You may or may not wish to disclose your age and occupation, such as you wish to disclose. And why do you follow the Lions, Matt? How did you come to be a Millwall fan, mate?
Well, I'm kind of just out of my mid-50s, I suppose, age-wise.
Yeah.
I won't talk about my job because it's quite boring, really. It's working in finance, so I'm not going to go down that route.
We just lost a load of listeners there.
Yeah, I'm not an estate agent, and I'm not a rich investment banker, unfortunately. So so don't try and hit me up for 20 quid. Yeah, why? So it's.
How did you come to be a Millwall fan?
Yeah, so I think basically it's my local team. So I loved football as a kid, growing up in the 70s. My dad, he never went to Millwall. My dad's was from Deptford, and his family, and my mum from Bermondsey. But he knew I was mad on football, and so this is how I remember it, right? So I was in the front room in Catford, and I think we were at the window, and it's just like a dreamlike sequence. And
Stranger Things.
Yeah, and he's pointing into the near distance, and he's saying, "There's a football team over there, over yonder." He said, "I'll take you there one day," and they're called Millwall.
One day. That's the crucial bit. That means never.
Well, yeah. I mean, so I think this must be like 1977 or something like that. So he knew I was into football, so he was going to take it. I mean, when I talked to my nan and granddad, I've talked to them like they went to Millwall in the 30s. My granddad would go, and my nan's favourite player was Reg Smith and stuff like that. So Millwall was in the blood, but so my dad was never. I'd say he was never actually a Millwall fan, but he took me, and then he kind of.
Oh, he did say,
yeah. He did. He took me, and and he became a fan. So that was our connection, really. So it was great. And I'm very connected. And my dad sadly passed away 30 years ago. So still going is that connection to my old man as well. So
I do, and I never a similar story in that the family were from Bermondsey, and my family from Bermondsey, but I wasn't really into football. In truth, only in passing, but I loved it. So I never had that familial connection to it, which I envy in people, because there is that sense of family and lineage, all the things that we talk about so much. I suppose I'm the start of it, really, from my sense. Whether others,
well, at least you started it. That's good.
We'll carry it on. I don't know. We'll find out. So I kind of envy the Millwall families, if you like. It's there's a lot of Millwall families around.
It's lovely, and I mean, I know a lot of mates that are fans, and typically, obviously, it's usually boys, but often girls as well, that take them along, and that's great. I mean, I've got 3 girls. The youngest one that showed the most interest in it. She's been a few times, but that interest has waned now. She's more interested into clothes and makeup and stuff like that. But
she'll come back.
She'll come back. It's in the blood. She has to.
Can you remember your first Millwall game, or what was your first game you're aware of that you can remember?
Yeah, I can. I'll say clearly, but so my dad did take me. He took me to Blackburn Rovers at home, 12th of November, 1977. Right. So I was 8 years old. We would have gone in the Ilderson Road end because he would have parked up, I think, in the car park. And it was 1-0. John Seasman scored.
John Seasman, what a player. He was one of my favourite players. 1977, you said, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was 77, 78. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we went
1-1. There it is. 5,749 people.
I know. It felt like loads. Yeah, but I think you were in Birdship Corner in the halfway or something.
I would have been on the halfway line at that time. Seasman, 25th minute. with an equaliser by a player called Lewis in the 36th minute. And that was not a great season for us, as memory serves. I think we escaped relegation that season, Matt, at the end. That was the season we had 6 consecutive wins to save our bacon and avoid Division 3.
It was. I mean, it was when I think back to that first season, and you're right, yeah, it wasn't great, but I do have strong memories of that end of season run, because especially I think there might be some games that were postponed or something, but there seemed to be a lot of midweek games towards the end of the season. And I can remember sitting down in the kitchen, my dad's like showing me the league table and going, "Oh, look," and this is probably had 10 games to go. Look, if we beat them, we might have a chance of staying up. And as an 8-year-old, you're kind of getting really invested in this, aren't you, as a drama, thinking, "Oh, could we, Dad?"
Well, especially as the surge starts, we're 21st position. This would have meant relegation to the 3rd tier, listeners. Up until Stoke, there, 12th of April, we got beat at Stoke. Then we went on a 6-game winning streak to the end of the season. Saved us, finished in 15th place, which was quite a miracle, given that we were really staring down the barrel at that point. So that was quite a momentous season, actually, Matt, wasn't it?
And that's what I mean. You kind of, even though it was a bad season, I guess, but it was an exciting season, I suppose, isn't it? So as an 8-year-old, you're hooked in, aren't you? Because you think it's part of that going, the excitement, obviously, of going. You're out with adults and you're seeing new things in your life and new smells and sights and stuff like that. But then you've got the excitement and the drama of a relegation fight, and it was brilliant. I remember at the same sort of time, I joined Millwall FC. Used to have a youth club as well, and I used to go there. And I think I might mention to you before when we met up before, but on a Thursday night, they used to have a youth club down there, only for about, I don't know, I think like 20 or 30 kids. And I'll be going down. So this is the first season I'll be going down with a mate. We get a bus from Catford, and we get off. So this 8 years old, 2 8-year-olds getting on a bus from Catford of an evening, getting a bus to New Cross, meeting up with his uncle, and then walking through the street. I mean, it's crazy when you think back.
Off you go, 8-year-old, into the heart of darkness, basically.
Yeah, I know. No mobile phones, nothing. Get on the 47 bus. It's
I know.
But
strange, isn't it?
But it was brilliant. And yes, I joined this youth club, and we just played on the pitch. We played on the pitch at the Den, and it was mental. And to think back of what we're allowed to do, we just put a few cones out on the pitch and we played football.
That was in the days that we were trying to go down the community club route at that point, weren't we? That was when they had the creche and they started to do stuff outside. It was the earliest glimmerings of trying to put
a commercial operation.
Rather than just being a football club. Born at Millwall out of the kind of the troubles of the time on the terraces, but it was quite advanced stuff, really. I mean, to hold a youth club at the ground. I was too old for all that, but it's quite something, man, wasn't it?
It really was, and you're right. It would have come. It's only when I look back, and because I wasn't even aware of the Panorama program, but it's only when you look back, you can see why they did it. And I was flicking through some programs recently, some old programs, and there's not much in it. I think because of Lions, Cubs, and stuff like that. And I remember we got a Christmas. We got a Christmas card from the club, and it was autographs of all the players in there as well.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Quite
a great idea. It's superb. I mean, I've lost it. I think I've still got some of the autographs cut out somewhere. I think I've got Nicky Chatterton somewhere, and Phil Walker, and maybe John Caesar.
He was player of the season. For just looking at
okay.
The listing for that season, Phil Walker was the Supporters Club's player of the season. Average attendance is a bit of a different time, and 8,000, that was the average for the season. Just about escaped relegation. There we are, different times, listeners. Moving along, we have a list of our listed questions here, listeners. So the new Den, where do you sit, Matt? And do you like our ground compared with other stadia? I love it personally, but how do you find it compared with other grounds?
Yeah, I do love it. It's mental to think we've been there 33 years. I mean, I love the old.
I still call it the new ground. 33 years.
I started going in 77, so I only went to the old ground for 16 years. So yeah, it really is home. I wouldn't want to change it. It's crazy. It's one of those things where you kind of like to have a bit of a moan and whinge about it. but it's home because it's rusty, it's authentic. It's we don't really do shiny as a club or
Not very
glitz,
easily.
do we
No.
really?
No.
I get where the clubs will need to change because things don't last forever. But yeah, no, I like it. Stuck in between the railway tracks, that's kind of home for us, isn't it? We wouldn't want to be anywhere else. If ever we were going to go to some sort of retail park somewhere, I think a lot of the club would die.
Well, there was talk of moving us out to the M25 and the Dartford Tunnel, the junction there, M2, A2 at M25, Dartford Way, and I just think that would have been, as much as it might make commercial sense, I just think it would have been the kind of the death of the club in many respects. I just can't see taking Millwall away from its roots in Bermondsey could ever work. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be even when they bought that land down at Brands Hatch for the training ground, that seemed like a strange move, in not one that you almost like the first step down that kind of road. And I must admit, I'm so glad we never went down that kind of route.
But
Personally speaking,
it's similar to what you were saying earlier about family and stuff like that. It's part of the club's roots. It's our roots, isn't it, as well?
it's linkage.
It's people. Yeah. And I think it's so vitally important in today's football community and all that sort of stuff. Vitally important. Without that, it's very thin veneer, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's easily lost. I mean, West Ham probably the classic example. You can lose everything and gain nothing, despite having this superficially shiny new future, Anyway, we'll be playing them next season. We look forward to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's your favourite all-time player, Millwall? Who would you pick out as your number one, numero uno?
That's hard,
Desert
isn't it?
Island player. It is hard.
Desert Island player.
That's the essence of the question. It's hard.
my go. So I'm going to put two names out there just because. So the first successful team I saw would have been the 84-85 team. Because, we'd had relegation. We nearly had relegation, obviously, in '83 when George Graham came in. So it's all doom and despair, really. But yeah, so and then the star of that player was Anton Otlakowski, who I just loved. He felt to me a bit like the Lionel Messi of that team. He could do everything. He could just dribble. If this is me misty-eyed thinking back to a 15.
Absolutely, that's what football does for you, though, isn't it?
He'd go past 10 players and stick the ball in the back of the net, or pass it to Steve Lovell or John Fashanu. But I mean, I can't say that my favourite all-time player isn't obviously not to Neil Harris, but I think I'd have to go Teddy Sheringham. I think because I was 18. That team, just incredible what they did. I can remember I went in. I think it's about 90. I think I wasn't working at the time, and I used to go to reserve games a few times, and you could just walk in the old ground.
Open gate there, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I just walked in, and I was going up the slope towards like where the grandstand, where the seats were, and Teddy Sheringham walks out, and I'm like, my jaw just dropped. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if my God was there, and I couldn't say anything to him. I just thought, oh, it's Teddy Sheringham. It's like that's the effect he had on me, seeing him there.
Star power.
It was, I mean, so I have to go for Teddy. What a player!
I think it's a good choice. What a player! And as I've said many, many times, I make no apology. The fact that he achieved so much, got us promoted, but then stuck around when we got relegated and scored 38 goals, trying to single-handedly haul us back into the top flight. I know that people put some silly stuff online about playing for West Ham and all the rest of it, but I can never hold that against him. Wonderful player, great talent as well. I mean, as we have seen with his going on to play for England and winning the lot at Manchester United, shows the level of talent he had.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I always kind of get a bit of sense of pride when a player leaves Millwall and does well. You kind of almost feel it's the club doing well.
Proof that we knew what we were doing.
Yeah. I mean, bloody hell, you can count on one hand the ones that do go on to do well. It's probably just Teddy, and that's it, really. But it was great to see him do that. Apart from maybe when he went to West Ham. But I mean, you were 96, seeing him stick those goals in against
Yeah,
Holland. It's
yeah.
just mental.
Wonderful
Great.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. I'm going to save our worst Millwall player up. I'm going to have to redo my questions, listeners. I've got the same set of questions. I'm going to save our worst Millwall player you've ever seen, because we're going to do a mediocre 11. I don't know if you have a mediocre 11 prepared for me, Matt, but we're going to include the worst.
I haven't. I've just done worse. That's all I've got. Yeah, but I think
Okay,
he was
give me
mediocre
worst
as
then, go
well.
on.
I think he was mediocre as well.
Give me worst then. Who's your worst Millwall player in that case? If that's all we got.
So it is hard, because I think the automatic ones you think of are forwards, because they're easier to kind of slag off, aren't they?
And they're judged on a high bar, aren't
they are.
You score a goal, you don't. Yeah.
Exactly. So your Fuchs, your Ken Zahors, your Scalax, your Bruce Murrays, you could go up. The show would go on forever if you just listed them. I think this is. I feel quite bad saying this, because for this player,
it's the nature of the show.
Yeah, this player, he had a bad season and he was injured. But because it was a season, it was my 18th birthday. My mum had a friend who knew his mum, and so I got an autographed ball. And it was through this player that I got an autographed football, and I've still got it in my garage.
You're not going to slag him off base.
No. So I'm not going to mention his name. No, I will. It was poor Nicky Coleman. Nicky Coleman. He had a bad season as a left back.
He used to get slaughtered on the halfway line. He would get slaughtered.
And the CBL, I was standing.
Verbally.
He would have tried hard, and obviously brother to Phil Coleman. So I the whole worst is I never slag off Millwall players. Never do. I couldn't do it, because unless someone wasn't trying. But
I think that's where you go into a different zone of
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code CUP26 to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Hey, it's Bill from the Bill Simmons podcast. FIFA World Cup 26 fans, listen up. As the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26, Michelob Ultra is giving away $1 million worth of FIFA World Cup 26 tickets and prizes. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26. Michelob Ultra FIFA World Cup 26 superior access. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 21 plus begins on December 1st, 2025. Ends on July 31st, 2026. Multiple entry periods. Visit www.MichelobUltra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26 for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
Here's your report.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire someone just like you.
Try LinkedIn Hiring Pro. It's more than a job board. It's like the recruiter you always wished you had. Hiring Pro uses real-time insights to match your role to LinkedIn's unique network of professionals and delivers a short list of best fit candidates. You'll spend less time sorting applicants and more time talking to the right people.
Let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
Achtung, Millwall.
I always, on that front, I mean, I put Nicky Coleman was limitations are different things.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Somebody like the famous one was Danny Younggessen, wasn't it? Do you remember him? The way the oxygen FIFA they used to call him.
Well, they're the worst.
They're the worst. Different category.
He is like, Ken Zahor wasn't like he was a lone player, wasn't he? But he felt like
he
that
was
as
alone.
Well.
Yeah. We've had a few like that over the years, but anyway, we'll come back, mate. Name your best ever Millwall 11 was the original question, but we've changed it to mediocre. You can go for best ever or mediocre as we see fit when we get to that question. Your most memorable match stroke memorable moment, if it's different, what would you choose as your standout moment stroke game? And you can have two or one. Or maybe
I'll go for two then. It's just to kind of pad it out. Most memorable match. I'll go back to my formative years again. It was the FA Cup versus Chelsea in 1985 when my dad took me to the League Cup because we played them in the League Cup early in the season, didn't we? And we lost.
We did.
We lost 3-1 at Stamford Bridge, which is amazing. Right. Because I'm going to a big ground for the first time. That was quite exciting. but we lost,
Yeah.
and then we lost. We beat them 1-0 at home. I can't remember, but anyway,
Let's have
they
a
knocked
look
us
here.
out.
We got beat 3-1 at Stamford Bridge. It's in the League Cup, first leg,
Yeah.
and the second leg at the Den was 1 each.
Oh, 1-0. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we drew them again in the FA Cup, and
That's right.
it was. I mean, it was such a shame that there's no TV cameras there, because it was just a brilliant game. You know, first division club. We were third division.
3-2 win.
Yeah,
away,
yeah, it's just superb. So I can remember that, because it was. I think my dad. I felt like like they'll park away from the ground so you don't get stuck in traffic. I felt like we parked at the South Bank and we'd walked, I don't know, 4 miles to the ground or something like that. But it was great. It was great walking back when we eventually got back to the car. It was just a brilliant night, So that was great. But I think moment. If I move on to that. It's really hard. I kind of think of that moment as if like it's been an amazing goal or an amazing save. So some of the ones I didn't choose or could have chose would have been like Brian Horn, that save against Bournemouth in '88.
Oh yeah, the penalty save, the one there. We won it 1-0, didn't we? Was it 2-1?
2-1. We won 2-1. I was at the Den. I wasn't at the ground, but it was a big. I don't know if you remember, but it was a big screen at the Den.
Yeah, that's right.
Beanback, yeah. And it was like, I mean, that was novel in itself. We got a great big screen at the Den. I mean, I don't know where we got it from, but Kenneth Wolstenholme was doing the commentary.
That's right, in the World Cup final,
and you could barely hear him. I mean, he must have been 110 as well. It was like, so you could barely hear him. But that was a great moment. The final whistle, obviously, versus Sunderland in 2004.
Yeah, that was ecstatic, wasn't it? Yeah.
Morrison, 2017 at Wembley. But the one I'm going to go for is, and this was some moment, I don't think people realise how good a team Liverpool had in 1988. They won the league in 87, 88.
They were the best team in Europe, Matt, at the time. I know they just weren't playing in it, but they would have won the European Cup.
Totally. And, this is Premier League, obviously, but Barnes, Beardsley, Aldridge, and we went up there as the Oaks. We'd had a good start to the season, but that was the game when we really kind of came of age. And when Paul Stevenson scored that goal, I was crammed into the corner with all the other thousands of fans, and when he hit that ball and it went into the Anfield end, went in the back of the net, it was I've got goosebumps now thinking about it now. It's like 34.
That's a great choice.
That was the best moment. That is the best. I don't think, and I think just because the age I am now, I don't think it can be beaten. Honestly, because you those things that happen when you're younger, they stay with you longer, don't they?
They do. Great choice, brilliant choice. I like that one.
You.
Paul Stevenson in the. Let's have a look. Where has it gone? I just had it and I've lost it.
I think it was it was early, but I think they scored quite soon after. I think, which was unfortunate.
It was
10th minute or something like that.
Lost the home game 2-0. Yeah, there it is, 1 each. So it was Stevenson in the 10th minute, and then Steve Nicol soon afterwards, 15 minutes. I think we survived a few scares along the way to get that point. But it was a wonderful Millwall result, wasn't it? Then we beat Newcastle the week after 4-0.
Yeah, Mirandina, he was playing for them, wasn't he? He was a Brazilian player. But I remember that came back from Anfield as well, because that was on a Saturday, and then getting a train back from Charing Cross, and they were selling the Sunday papers at Charing Cross, and so we could pick up the Sunday papers at the train station and read about the game. It was superb.
These are joys and pleasures that the internet kids will never know. The sheer joy of picking the Sunday paper up on the late train.
How lucky we were, eh?
Well, we were living then, weren't we? Great stuff. Your favourite current player in that case, then, Matt? Who would you pick from the squad? Obviously, is largely going to change, I would imagine, over the course of the summer. But who'd you pick out?
Can you edit this after I say a couple of the players?
Well, they'll probably be flogged for big money. But anyway, go for it. I think I know where you're going.
I think my favourite player, in all seriousness, I think he is because longevity and stuff like that is Jake Cooper. I think because he personifies so much that's good about the club. I mean, my favourite player to watch is a different one. That would be the fellow that's probably about to leave us this summer, Femi Aziz. I think he's the sort of player that kind of gets you off your seat. From assists and scoring goals. When he gets the ball, you expect something to happen. And
Yeah.
that's probably part of the reason why he got a bit of negative press towards the end of the season, because sometimes he was getting the ball and something wasn't happening. I mean, it's like poor sod. I mean, he's like
pressure of creativity. That
top
is,
goal
isn't it?
scorer, top assists, and you're going,
You've always got to be brilliant.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, great player to watch. But yeah, I think Jake Cooper,
fantastic choice.
Brilliant, and he should get hopefully another 40 games this season. To get him up that appearance list.
He should do. I mean, he's Millwall through and through, as the phrase has it, and he kind of represents almost like a throwback to the old days of Barry Kitchener and Cripps and the like. He's got that kind of
definitely
standing in the game, in my opinion, at the club.
And I think also he likes that as well, doesn't he? As well, because he understands
it. He responds well to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's great.
Now then, question 9. I keep meaning to reword this, but I've got it as I've written it. Most hated opponent, stroke team or player. I don't know if hate is in your repertoire, Matt. But
I'm a lover, not a fighter, Mr.
Not a fighter. Who do you despise the most then? Maybe that's
this is it. I don't know if I'd want to give them the satisfaction, to be honest. Anyway, even if I did, so I mean, the classic is Palace, West Ham, or something like that. Honestly,
yeah.
I've heard you talk about this a lot as well, and I kind of agree with you. Really, Palace is the team I kind of disliked more than West Ham.
I have a disdain for them. Yeah.
Disdain, yeah, and of course, like where I've grown up, in Catford, kind of Bromley area. There's more kind of Palace. You don't see many West Ham fans. Although actually, one of my neighbours is a West Ham fan.
No.
But so that's it really. Players, you always get those players you kind of love to hate. Luke Ayling seems to be one who kind of sticks out at the moment. Maybe it's he's got a ponytail. I don't know. Maybe it's just that.
That's never helped your cause at the den in any walk of life to have a ponytail down there. I suppose I don't know if it's specific. I mean, I can't. I struggle to hate West Ham. I just enjoy their discomfort. I think that's the way I'd put it. And to some extent, I don't hate Crystal Palace. Hate is too strong, but I enjoy it if they get relegated, and it's that shard.
Yes, I'm the same. I'm the same. Yeah, absolutely.
I think what I despise increasingly, and this can be anyone out there, listeners, but clubs like the likes of Swansea or Bristol that suddenly dream themselves to be latter-day Ajax, Amsterdams, that suddenly imagine themselves to be sons of Barcelona almost, that kind of idea that you're just everyday working class clubs in gritty cities like Bristol, and suddenly you've got an idea that you're playing Pep Guardiola's dream or something. I find that increasingly laughable. I think whether that's hatred or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think social media is to blame for a lot of this, because unfortunately you can hear their opinions, isn't you? I mean, thankfully years ago you wouldn't have done
never had that choice.
You'd have them singing down the end if they turned up to an away game, and that would be it, and you wouldn't see them for another year, would you? But unfortunately, through social media, and both you and me are on there, although many times I think I should come off of it, definitely X.
Well, I go through this, but it's like you look into the delusions of other people, and it's not pretty, is it? You're
right. I don't know whether the audacity to think that they're a cut above. They've got plays beautiful tiki-taka football. It's just
Middlesbrough fans and whole City fans is talking like, we couldn't watch Millwall every week because it's too London proletariat. Who are you? Where do you come from? But anyway,
I know. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Just put them in there then. Put them in the box.
They're in
entitled fans.
Entitled fans. Maybe that's that'd be a better room 101 for the future. Maybe change that question. So the final question now, listed line sequence, Matt, is a mediocre or worst ever Millwall 11. I don't know if you have anything prepared for us. I put my one on our group chat the other day, and I don't want to keep using the same one over and over. Do you have a best ever or a worst ever?
Well, I've got a best ever, really, because I must have misread the brief, mate, so I do apologise.
No. Go for your best ever. That's all right.
Okay. Well, some people might think they're mediocre anyway. Who knows? So maybe it's
we live with mediocrity.
When you talk about Millwall's best ever, it probably is mediocre anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Best ever, then.
Okay,
your
right.
Choice of Millwall all-time 11. That's probably a better way to put it.
Okay, right. So number one, in goal, I'd go for Paul Sansom. Again, going back to that first, the first successful team I ever saw.
There's a choice. That's a good choice.
I think he's player of the season that year as well. So it shows you how good he was in a team that did
He was
so well.
born in New Addington. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
No, I
He was
did not.
born in New
Oh
Addington.
wow, okay, so that's just down the road. Yeah.
Southampton Crystal Palace, yeah, so a local boy, born in New Addington.
He was
192 appearances for the Lions.
and did really well. I mean, there's others mentioned in the dispatches. I mean, well, no, I can mention them all, but no, I think Paul was the one who definitely who kind of pips it really, and maybe
he grabbed your attention early on.
Yeah, I mean, Nicky Johns was a good keeper early on. I remember. I mean, John Jackson actually. I remember him in.
He always seemed very old to me. John, he was old, wasn't he?
And that's probably because he was 60. Nick, that's why. I mean, he was. I think he reminded me of the peanut seller as well. I think they probably the same person. He used to sell the peanuts up and down the terraces. Yeah.
Well, he came to us late in his career, Jackson, didn't he? But it was just, I suppose, when you're a kid, everyone over the age of 12 years old is old, isn't
true.
he?
He did have white hair. I'm sure he had white hair, didn't he, back then? But yeah, Paul Sanson. Paul Sanson's my key. Yeah, he was my
good choice. Who are you going for across your defence? Your defensive back?
Yeah, so left back, I'll go Ian Dawes. Quite an easy choice, really.
Yeah, great player.
Replaced, apologies, Nicky Coleman.
Skillful, came from QPR, didn't he, Dawsey? Very skillful player.
Yeah, good
nice
getting forward.
Too.
Oh, right, is he? Yeah, good. Right back, I'll go bang up to date, actually. Tristan Kramer. I think
okay.
He was
good choice.
Just, he's mentality, he's a winner, isn't he? He's a winner. You see him and he goes for it. His positivity. As well as being technically really good as well.
Technically, because he's adapted from a central defensive. He came to us from Exeter. I think he was there. Was it Exeter? It was.
Yeah. He's on loan at Exeter, wasn't he? He was at Brentford.
Brentford in a central defensive role. So quite something to, from what I've seen of his interviews, he's played all over the place in his time. So that ability to adapt is, is quite something. Good choice. We certainly looked a lot more dangerous with Kramer on the right side.
Well, that's what I think.
Towards the end of the season.
It's an attacking team. It's an attacking team, Nick. Yeah, the rest of the team's going to be forwards. No, it's not. But central defence, I'd go for Sean Hutchinson. I think. I think
good choice.
With Hutch, because Cooper's still there and he's played many more appearances, we can almost be at risk of forgetting about Hutch. What a good player he was, and because he was a bit injury ravaged towards the end of his career.
Towards the end, he became so, but then it's a tough business, isn't it? And I think also because the fade out is always what you're left with. You forget how good he was back in his time. I mean, 2016, 17, he joined us and he left us 24, 25. So that's
right.
Just 9 years, is it?
Yeah, 8 or 9 years, and scored
243 appearances, 24 sub, 14 goals.
I was going to say, scored a few. Well, obviously a really important goal as well. Obviously, Bristol Rovers. But yeah, he had pace, cultured, and I was lucky enough to meet him once as well. And he's such a nice guy as well. Humble, down to earth, loved the club, and is really well respected by the players.
I can imagine
as well.
Yeah. Great choice.
And next to him, we were talking about best ever. So I think I'll go for Tanganga. 2 recent players in central defence, but he was just different class. Really was. I know he was only with us for a short time, but if you're thinking about best
player
ever
of the season
team,
for a good reason, wasn't he? You don't get that because you've not been great. And I suppose the fact that we moved him on, the deal. He came to us really, which did us a huge favour. He came to us with a contract. It gave us the value to move him on at profit, and that I think it says a lot for him. Really, great player though, great defender. And I'm sure he'll come good at Sheffield United. I can't see them being as bad next season as they have been at times.
No,
previous campaign.
Not now. Wilder's got a pre-season now.
Get on board with it all. So
Tanganga definitely. And I'll say probably Joe Edwards. He was his best legacy, really. That he was there when he
I suppose he was. Yeah. True, very true. Good choice. Across the midfield, who are you gone for?
Right, so I'm going for Terry Hurlock. Obviously,
of course.
Obviously,
the Warlock.
Well, yeah, you need to have someone like him in midfield, and he was just again weren't here for that long, was it? Was it 2, maybe 3 seasons, probably?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. I think he made more appearances for Brentford than, although he's a Millwall icon, he actually played more times for Brentford in his career than he did for us. But he wasn't here for well, he made that comeback, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he got sent off after 10 minutes. But but yeah, I mean, when you see the players, the teams where he went to afterwards, Rangers, Southampton, is England B international, so a really good player. Iconic, absolutely. Obviously, and I'd have Alex Ray next to him.
That's a great choice.
Probably,
I love Alex Ray.
Probably my favourite ever Millwall midfielder. Really, just skill,
dynamic,
again,
skill,
attitude.
He was
it was a fighter. I mean, he's unlucky when you think. I don't know how good Scotland were back then, but he never got capped, I think, for Scotland, even when he went to Sunderland afterwards. But
no, he seemed to evade the Scottish attention, didn't he? But 250,
right,
241 appearances, starts, 15 subs, 71 goals, listeners.
Wow,
that's some haul, isn't it? From 1990-91 to 95-96, Alex Ray played at Coldblow Lane and, of course, at the new ground. 71 goals. We could use him now because we sold to Sunderland in 96 for 750,000. I think he played at Wolves and various other. Did he go back to Rangers at some point? I can't remember.
I can't remember. No, but
he might come from
he's
Rangers,
a Rangers fan, wasn't he? Yeah, he's a Rangers fan.
Yeah,
I think.
Absolutely.
Brilliant player.
Good choice. Who are you putting on the wings, Matt?
Well, yeah. So this is.
I presume we're going 4-4-2 here rather than.
Well, yeah, it could be quite fluid front four.
Fluid. Liquid.
I.e., I'm not quite sure what formation they're going to play. I just want to get these players into the team. Is that all right? I'm going for the Kevin Keegan tactics of just sticking loads of good players on the pitch.
Loads of strikers.
It'll work. Yeah. So I'd have Otlakowski in the team. I don't know where he'd play. Maybe 10-ish.
A free roll
up there somewhere. Free roll. Go on, Anton. Just do your stuff. I'd have Ted up front. Ted.
Yeah, who won't go wrong with Teddy? Yeah.
And Neil Harris, obviously.
Well, there'll be goals in that team.
There's goals in, and I'd have Femi Aziz on the right as well. So if we don't score goals, we've got no chance. So with that front four,
that's a creative side. I like that side. How much would that cost in modern money? I don't know. That's a great attacking side. They're very much the Keegan school of attack. So the old song from the halfway line. Attack.
I remember that one. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Great
so that's
choices.
It. Yeah. So that's
it's a great best ever. I'm going to change it though, listeners, going forward to the mediocre 11. I think there's too much glory and too many good players in that side there, Matt. We're going to have to go for more mundanity.
maybe I'll message you later. My mediocre team.
That's great stuff. That's your listed line 11. Your listed line interview, mate. It's been great having you on the show, mate. So a big thank you for joining me today. It's wonderful.
Been a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to be a listed line, dear listeners, do get in touch. I'm going to try and do a few of these across the season. I really enjoy these little conversations, and I will try and change the questions rather than try and ad-lib it as we go along. Michael Parkinson didn't do it that way, Matt. He's had his questions written out already. I'll have to not change them mid-conversation as I do. But there we are. Big thank you, Matt Richards, listed line. Thank you for coming on the show, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Nick. Thanks, mate.
When I was a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be Arsenal? Will I be Spurs? Here's what she said to me.
Who do you want to watch?
Every wireless service comes with a cost, right? Wrong. The Text Now app lets you do your thing for free. Get real talk, real text, and 5G data for must-have apps with no monthly bill. Need more data? Add it right from the app. Done? Go back to free. No long-term contracts, no pressure, no surprises. Just wireless that works around you. Text Now. We've got your back. Download Text Now in your app store today. Wireless plans require the purchase of a SIM card. Visit textnow.com for terms and conditions.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.